Hello and thanks for watching. I'm Misty Rose. Today, I'd like to talk about dragons. Two of the defensive dragons that we're going to talk about are your red dragon, which is one of your original three. We can consider those legendary dragons because they have such a big skill tree. The second one is your fire eagle dragon. This dragon came with our newest civilization. You will be able to determine which one of these dragons works best for you according to your playstyle and whether or not you spend. We'll go through the skill set, the original one, and I'll show you what adjustments I've made to mine, and we'll go through the talent tree. This way you have a better understanding of which works best for you. For this video, we're going to use my farm castle. My farm castle has the original skills for the red dragon. They have not been upgraded yet, so everything is base level 1. The first skill is Syngenuous Fever. It increases defense troop damage. Second is Sanctuary Blessing. It increases defense troop damage taken. Third is Dragon Force. It increases the troop load. Fourth is your Circle of Life. It increases your hospital capacity. Fifth is Raging Flames. Attack the first 10 rows of the enemy's army. It's a chance effect. Sixth, reduce the enemy's archer attack, which is Dragon Prison. And the seventh skill, Dragon Suppression, reduces all enemy soldiers' defense. The skills that are listed here can be changed out for something that better benefits your castle. You can hit change and go through the list and pick something that will benefit you. Some of these things cost and some of them don't. If you remove one thing off your dragon, you can't use it on a different dragon. Now I'll go ahead and show you my main castle's red dragon. You'll see that I kept the increased defense troop damage and it's maxed. It gives me an additional 15%. I now have an additional infantry defense. I have cavalry defense and it's not fully upgraded, but it's level 5. Once I add more stars, of course, it'll be higher. I kept my hospital capacity because combined with my troops equipment and my science, it will actually give me more than the base of plus 9,500. I changed the next skill to all soldier unit defense. Defense is really, really important because your troops have to be able to fight and to withstand the attacks that are thrown at them. I also had my all soldier unit attack replaced so that I can not only use my red dragon for defending my castle, but I can also send it to reinforce a friend and help them out with my defense if my defense is better than theirs. I also use my red dragon for attacking. So your red dragon is versatile. You just have to use it according to your play style and what you'd like to spend or not. Now let's take a look at the talent tree skills for our red dragon. The first skill is Typhoon. Typhoon gives you a 20% chance to reduce the enemy's all-unit attack by 5% for 5 rounds. Trample increases the chance to use skills Raging Flame by 5%. Undefeated Soul, 20% chance to increase all unit defense by 10% for 10 rounds. Deceive, 20% chance to reduce the enemy's all-unit attack 10% for 10 rounds. Destroyer, randomly attack the enemy's highest level troops directly, a 20% chance. Dragon Roar 1, increase dragon's damage by 3,000. Blood Seeker 1, increase crit rate by dragon by 12%. Burning Heat 1 increased dragons crit damage by 24%. Blazing Fire 1 increased dragons attack by 36%. Toxic Weapon reduced the whole troop's HP of enemy by 15%, only with troops that are with the red dragon. Counter Infantry 1 increased dragons damage by infantry 32%. Counter Siege Engine 1 increased dragons damage to siege by 32%. Counter Cavalry 1 increased damage to cavalry by 32%. Counter Archer 1 increased damage to archers by 32% when maxed. Precise Strike, when dragon attacks have a chance of 75% when maxed to attack the enemy's cavalry and siege engine troops. Bloodseeker 2 increased the crit rate of damage by 16% when maxed. Burning Heat 2 increased the dragon's crit damage by 32% when fully maxed. Counter Infantry 2 increased the damage done to infantry by 32% when fully maxed. Counter Siege 2 increased the siege damage 32% when maxed. Counter Cavalry 2 increased damage to cavalry 32% when fully maxed. Counter Archers 2 increased the dragon's damage to archers 32% when fully maxed. Dragon Arise increased the dragon's damage by 70% when maxed. Multiple Strike, a splash effect will go into effect. The dragon's attack will attack 5 rows of the enemies at one time when fully maxed. These are your... Now let's take a look at my Fire Eagle Dragon that's in my farm castle. Like my red, it has not been upgraded, and it's at the base skills that came with the dragon. The first skill is increase gathering speed. The second, increase the popularity obtained by killing monsters. The third, increase non-rally defensive damage taken. The fourth, increase non-rally defensive damage. The fifth, increase the upper limit of reinforcements. The sixth, increase the percentage of turning dead soldiers into wounded in battle. And the seventh, increase Supreme Legion skill damage. This will help your T13 troops. You can also change the skills for this dragon by hitting the word change and going through the list that you've obtained. Some will cost some gold, some will not. And be warned that some from other dragons can't be used. This is the Fire Eagle in my main castle. And like my red dragon, I've made a few minor adjustments to it as well. I have all soldier unit attack. I have my cavalry defense. I left the increased non-rally defensive damage taken. The increased non-rally defensive damage. Increase the upper limit of reinforcements. I haven't gotten around to upgrading it yet. I left the increase the percentage of turning dead troops into wounded troops. I haven't upgraded it yet. I just now got to realizing how important my Fire Eagle Dragon was if I wanted to drop my shield and reinforce with my red. This way my castle is protected when I'm doing that. The rest of it I have not upgraded. So if you're not using your Fire Eagle Dragon and you have other dragons you'd like to focus on, that's okay. But if your defense and your reinforcement defense is really important, I would recommend you focus solely on these dragons so that you can use them in combination of each other to make your defense a lot better and protect yourself when you're reinforcing. Now we'll look at the Fire Eagle Dragon talent skills. Screaming, 20% chance to reduce the enemy all soldier unit attack 5% by 5 rounds. Peak attack, 20% chance to increase the defense by 5% for your random highest level troops for 15 rounds. Grapple Paw, 20% chance to increase all soldier unit defense by 10% for 10 rounds. Swoop, 20% chance to reduce enemy all soldier unit attack by 10% for 10 rounds. Ignite, randomly attack the enemy's highest level troops directly, 20% chance. Dragon Roar 1, increase the beast's basic attack by 3,000. Bloodseeker 1, increase the crit rate of the beast by 12%. Burning Heat, increase the beast's crit damage by 24%. Blazing Fire, increase the beast's attack by 30%. Born of Fire 1, after activating the skill, when your castle is attacked for the next time, if more than 30% or 1 million of your defending soldiers are wounded or die, the Fire Eagle will save them immediately and heal 100k soldiers wounded in battle. The soldiers of the highest level will be healed first. The same effect will be covered and won't be stacked. Counter Infantry 1 increases the beast's damage to infantry 32% when fully maxed. Counter Siege Engine 1 increases the beast's damage to siege engine 32% when fully maxed. Counter Cavalry 1 increases the beast's damage to cavalry 32% when fully maxed. Counter Archer 1 increases the beast's damage to archers 32% when fully maxed. Born of Fire 2. After activating this skill, when your castle is attacked for the next time, if more than 30% or 2 million of your defending soldiers are wounded or die, the Fire Eagle will save them immediately and heal 500k soldiers wounded in battle. The soldiers of the highest level will be healed first. The same effect will be covered and won't be stacked. Bloodseeker 2, increase the crit rate of the beast by 16% when fully maxed. Burning Heat 2, increase the beast's crit rate damage 32% when fully maxed. Counter Infantry 2, increase the beast's damage to infantry 32% when fully maxed. Counter Siege Engine, increase the beast's damage to siege engine by 32% when fully maxed. Counter Cavalry, increase the beast's damage to cavalry by 32% when fully maxed. Counter Archer 2, increase the beast's damage to archers by 32% when fully maxed. Dragon Arise 1, increase the beast's damage by 70% when fully maxed. Born of Fire 3. After activating this skill, when your castle is attacked for the next time, if more than 30% or 3 million of your defending soldiers are wounded or die, the Fire Eagle will save them immediately and heal 1 million soldiers wounded in battle. The soldiers of the highest level will be healed first. The same effect will be covered and won't be stacked. This means do not activate anything before level 3. If you're going to use level 3, use level 3. But if you activate 1 and 2, it will eliminate those uses and you'll lose it. Now you've taken a good look into both dragons. We have a few pros and cons. The Fire Eagle Dragon has two great benefits. It adds the 10% defensive damage, but that defensive damage is only added to your castle. It means that anyone reinforcing you is pretty much on their own and counting on their own defense. It's not helpful to them at all. You can use this when you drop your shield and send your red dragon to reinforce your allies. The other great skill is the level 40 skill, which gives the bonus damage to your Supreme Legion troops or your T13 troops. If you haven't unlocked those yet and you haven't unlocked that skill, this dragon really won't help you much, so you'll have to put a lot of work into it. The red dragon has a higher hospital capacity. When you add your hero and your equipment, the base is multiplied, so you actually get more capacity than the 9,500 listed on the skill. The talent skill subtracts the HP of some of your enemy's troops. It works inside your castle and outside, and your allies benefit when they're reinforcing you. The red dragon also does more damage. The only downfall is the red dragon is losing that 10% defensive damage. Now that you know what we think and what the dragons actually do, you'll be able to determine for yourself which one works better for you.